Sports and life meet head-on today in Stillwater as tragedy struck this morning during a homecoming parade. A car ran into a crowd, killing 3 and injuring 22 more. 8 critical, 7 serious, 7 wounded. Governor Mary Fallin has ordered flags to be flown at half-staff. A driver, 25 years of age, a woman, was arrested. A somber mood indeed.
It was really difficult for our coaching staff, our team, myself, being an Oklahoma State alum, and what we and I think other people across the country consider the greatest homecoming in college football. And it's a very unfortunate situation. And so our thoughts and prayers from all of us go out to the families. We say the Lord's Prayer as a group all the time, and that was the time to do it for the victims, and we were able to do it and function and not slow the game down and offer some support to the people involved prior to the game.
And for Mike Gundy, now in his 11th year, being involved in the national spotlight is something he's accustomed to. It's happened here many times before. But our conversation with him yesterday is somehow foreshadowing in that much of what we discussed was the mindset and the philosophy of keeping an even keel. And today, that even keel will be tested in ways he never imagined.
And it all began many years ago when he had a chance encounter. Actually, it was orchestrated for him. His then head coach at Oklahoma State, Bob Simmons, allowed him the opportunity to meet with Bill Walsh, the late Bill Walsh, legendary coach of all those San Francisco 49ers teams. And it was there where he gleaned this approach that he now demonstrates every single day, trying to maintain an even keel no matter what the context of the situation is. And it has paid big dividends in this transition season for them.
Kick will go through the end zone. And they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. DeAndre Mann coming off that 107-yard performance, a career high for him a week ago. Opens in the backfield. Keon Kenner, their leading rusher, has been nicked up. He'll take the quick pitch and cuts back. And is out to the 28-yard line for a gain of about 4. 3rd down and 7. Pressure comes from the middle this time, and the pass intended for Jeremiah Booker thrown low, and it's a punt formation coming up for the Jayhawks. Yep. Chris Carson, one of the committee. He was out a couple of weeks ago, played some in that victory they had at West Virginia. And they go jet sweep early on the pitch to Lacey. He's got outstanding speed, and he takes it beyond midfield. Pushed out by Michael Glatzik, the free safety, a 21-yard pickup.
Yeah, Chris Lacey does a fine job of stressing the edge with his speed. And again, this Oklahoma State offense will look for any way possible and any position to get running yardage. That's one of the objectives that Coach Gundy said is a must. I got to get to 150 on the ground.
This is a live and learn offensive line as Carson burrows down to the 45. He is 8-1 as a starter, and 5 of those wins have been on the road. Looking long this time. That's Washington. He had it and lost it. It was stripped beautifully by Ogletree, 25. He knocked it out of there, but he had some safety help coming from the high side.
Yeah, James Washington from Stanford, Texas, does a fine job of splitting that 2 coverage. It was actually a single high safety look with man on the corner, and when it converged, because the ball was up in the air so long, it allowed the inside safety to come back and close and contest the ball. That was a nice pitch and catch effort there by Oklahoma State.
Really good technique by Ogletree knocking it away. Did not give up on the play. 3rd and 6.
Just a 3-man rush.
Well, beautifully thrown towards the boundary, and it's caught by Glidden. He is the money receiver, the guy they look to on down and distance situations out of the slot.
Yeah, David's only about 5'8", 185 pounds, but he sure comes up big-time plays there. Local guy out of Mustang, Oklahoma, showing us some big-time play here. Work him in the slot. You watch him, he's going to be active today.
1st and 10 from the 24, we'll call it. Out of the gun. Nothing there, and just eating it was the quarterback as Fletcher, number 90, came through. Rare minus yardage on 1st down. Look at that. Right slant going to the cowboy back. Blake Jarwin, and he gets it inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Michael Black's covering from his safety position. It's really tough to cover one-on-one in those scenarios. And again, I think Kansas wants to try to pressure him, but they're so careful of the fact of the accuracy of the quarterback.
Now they go fade to the corner. Washington out of bounds. They're going to rule him out.
If he was out, it wasn't by much because it looked like one of those legs were down. But again, they're going to go to that corner often. Number 28, James Washington, 6 foot, 200 pounds from Texas. See, was that toe out?
Yeah,
it may have been just out just a little bit.
Charles remains the eye back. Fake it to him. Oh, and he just waltzes in. Does Walsh for the easy touchdown. Beautiful read by Walsh, and this is why they dial him up in these situations.
And this is the reason why you want the read to work. And again, when you've got a solid running game, they must respect that. And you can see Walsh goes the opposite direction, adding to his touchdown numbers, which is at 6 right now. He didn't get a chance to throw the ball, but I'm telling you, his completion ratio is off the charts. 235 is his quarterback rating. That's sick.
The extra point by Ben Grogan, who's kicked some real important ones so far this year to close out the ALCS. On first down, a pass thrown at the feet of Shaquem Barbell, number 82. And a couple of real ugly passes there. Here's DeAndre Mann, who can really tote it. I'm impressed with this kid from the 37-yard line. This time he tries the left-hand side and is ahead for about 3. Look out for Agba on the end. Here's pressure. He is flushed as Willis. And Agba in chase, in pursuit. He gets away from him again. And finally, they catch up with him. It's Widener, 45. He's coming at that star linebacker position to take over for Simmons, who was going through surgery a week ago. Kept that play alive for as long as he could. On first down, Carson takes it beyond the 20. The reverse action coming. Beyond the 30 to the 32 comes McCleskey. Both had tremendous influence. He sort of went the Simmons route as a coach while playing for Pat. That Barry Sanders and Hartley Dykes, a cradle of coaches for offensive coordinators in the last half-dozen years. Flush from the pocket. That pass is incomplete. Great pressure coming. David Glidden was the intended receiver.
Nice pressure job by the Jayhawks.
Zach Siner, freshman, will punt it away. Trey Parmalee is back deep. The veteran calls for a fair catch at the 21-yard line. He has been magnificent this season, and you'll be hearing about him somewhere next season at a beautiful amphitheater near you where the Shield is available. This is one of Spencer's gifts to all of you watching today, courtesy Glenn Spencer, the defensive coordinator. This is going to launch us into a nice conversation piece.
Well, he's got his finger on the pulse of how we should be defining the game anymore. It's really all about this yardage scenario that we're so acclimated in. It's really points per possession that you need to be focused on.
Willis under pressure again, and the freshman fortunate to get back to the 20. A loss of a yard. Vincent Taylor will be credited for that tackle for loss.
In a spread error exclusively by yardages given up. It's more points per possession.
Kinner and Cox in the backfield. It's Kinner that takes the pass, and he's nailed 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Kevin Peterson, an outstanding corner. Taylor Cox is the setback. Well, it looked ideal, but it closed quickly, didn't it? Jimmy Bean and Vincent Taylor, 96 and 92, collaborate.
It was an ideal front, but they went to the wrong side. I mean, the read was to the back because you had both the guard and the center covered with that bubble back there with the linebacker.
Freddie Childs was set back. Quick look into Glidden, again out of the slot. Takes it to the 43-yard line. Jarwin in motion. And he becomes the lead blocker for Rennie Childs, who stopped at the 41, trying to establish a run game before the big boys come in here in November. Play fake this time. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Seals.
Just a 3-man rush. Going to play coverage.
Pattern is complete, and guess who? That's one of the reasons why you can call it 4-down territory anytime you're inside inside the opponent's 50.
And believe me, they treat a 5-yard out just like it is a high percentage running play. Again, the pitch and then the catch. Glidden on the other end completing the play, showing you why he's so valuable.
From 34, first down. Childs. Inside the 30, down to the 27 of KU. Accustomed to after playing Baylor and Texas Tech in successive weeks. Carson penetrates the 25. Glidden is in the slot left. Plenty of time. Rudolph now decides to tuck it. And ushers himself out just shy of the 10-yard line at the 11. Move the sticks again. It will be first and goal as they say they're at the 10-yard line. Carson. And he just carried a few Jayhawks down to the 5.
It's all about putting pressure on the linebacking core right here. These guys have to go with one of them in motion. You don't know till the play is snapped that you can see the motion goes with it. That puts the stress. I love that matchup anytime. But now that you've got the inside cleared up, you can pull it down and run with it and create plays. Mason Rudolph paying it off with the motion.
They've added Jeremy Seaton into the game along with J.W. Walsh as he checks in, as he oftentimes does in these situations, as he did in the initial situation. And guess whose number he calls? Down to the 1. Power set. Fake it to Childs, and again, it's Walsh. Boy, he got it. It's another touchdown. Just inside the pylon.
Pistol Pete looking on as J.W. Walsh is money inside the red area, able to find that pylon and extend with those long arms.
You know, it's sadly for Kansas, it's the same play that he scored on before, only to the opposite side, and they did a better job of defending it. His 5th rushing touchdown to go along with passing touchdowns, which he has 5 as well.
Tim, it's the added dimension of being able to run the ball with intention. Most teams, as they get down in the red area, may have a quarterback, but they really don't mean on putting him inside to run the football, but they can do it with J.W. Walsh inside or outside. You got to account for that extra body.
Rogan gets the extra point. And their victory against Iowa State. There's a quick out pattern to Trey Parmalee, and Parmalee is corralled out of bounds at the 31-yard line by Trey Flowers, number 31. Good cut back by Keon Kenner to get it out to the 33, about a yard and a half shy of a first down.
The defensive side of the ball, you're quick to erase that because it's all about points per possession.
Kenner gets it out to the 37. On first down, quick out again. Towards the boundary to Parmalee.
Yeah, but Glenn Spencer is one of those that understands how we should be measuring successful defense.
I think it opens a Pandora's box as you see Kenner stop after about a yard gain, maybe 2. Kenner remains the setback.
That pressure
Off the edge, Ogba coming. He's got plenty of help.
Yeah, Ogba was in that group. Chad Whitener from that Mike position in for Ryan Simmons in there. Timmy also.
We've played one here in Stillwater. Cowboys on homecoming have control against winless Kansas.
Big 12 no huddle all season long on Fox Sports Southwest.
We open the second quarter and Oklahoma State leading by 2 touchdowns. Points per possession would be nada at this stage for Glenn Spencer, the defensive coordinator. But at times, if you look at that point, they might play 18 possessions, the Oklahoma State defense in this league, versus, say, 10 that other teams in other conferences might play.
Here's the reality, Tim. Teams are getting off as many as 100 or more plays. And if I can get a mean number of 1.5 or 1.6, that's a good number in terms of being able to curtail them and keep that production down. If a loose ball is out.
Yes, a muff on the snap for the punter, and it's recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. Latavius Jones, 24, comes on top of it to make the play. But a clear problem for Wyman. It went over his head on the snap from the deep snapper.
Latavius Jones, 5'10", 175-pound senior out of Houston, Texas, North Shore, a quality player. Johnny on the spot there to snatch that one up, scoop it up, and score. Let's take a look at it. And I think the Kansas State's players, Kansas player, apologize, was underneath the knee, and I think that probably is going to allow him to get in there. That was Ben Goodman.
Problem becomes, is it definitive?
The ruling on the field stands as called.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
I'm with you, Mike.
Then I would have done exactly. I would have done exactly what Reggie did in that situation.
And it did go over his head. The snap, it's a little over his head. Yeah, it was. He retrieved it. Here's the problem: is what happened here. You know, he could have just gotten on top of it, tried to kick it, and when he did, it went right in to the chest of Jones, who then carried it into the end zone.
Timmy, that's just an example of making a bad situation worse. Again, if the ball is airing it over your head, minimize it. You know, if you can't get it off and it's not clear, you need to fall down right there and ask your defense to defend. Actually, the offensive coordinator at Auburn getting a lot of pressure as well. Just a few years ago, they were turning the national championship.
DeAndre Mann gets it out to the 40-yard line. He's been effective when carrying it. Mote Miley with the stop, number 56. 5 carries for 30 yards from Mann. Not much this time. Oh, that pass could have been picked. Parmalee, the intended receiver, but the route was jumped by Trey Flowers. He was right in position to pick that one and take it to the house.
But Trey Flowers is dangerous back there, along with Jordan Stearns. They're awesome. They're guys that play off one another's talent. They're both big hitters, and they've got great route recognition ability as demonstrated on that play.
And the governor of the state of Oklahoma ordering the flags at half-mast. The president of the university, we're told, was contemplating this game not being played up until within 2.5 hours of the start of the game. The decision was made that was in the best interest of both universities to get the game in.
My message to them was a decision's been made to play the game, so we need to play the game. And after that, we need to do everything we can to help the families and the people involved.
In particular, need to have success against OSU.
Quick wide receiver screen out to Austin Hayes, number 88.
The corner blitz here, slot blitz.
Yep, here it comes from Marquise Roberts. It's picked up. Glidden's got it on the crossing pattern. Jayhawks wrestle him out of bounds at the Kansas 45-yard line.
See, and that even with the blitz, what that does is it informs your read from the quarterback standpoint. The pressure off the outside here shows me that I've got automatic man coverage right now. And then David Glidden obviously able to exploit that with his athleticism and his route recognition, seeing that it was a combination man-zone coverage scheme that he was able to exploit.
33 yards on that hookup. On first down, oh, it's a beautiful play.
Nice, he's open.
Pass has got a lot of air underneath it.
That might be offensive pass interference.
Yeah, Aitman was the intended receiver. I think he became more of a defender.
Pass interference. Defense.
Wow.
Number 24.
Wow.
15-yard penalty.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm amazed, too.
Yeah, I have to tell you, Timmy,
I'm amazed,
clearly,
too.
on a 50-50 ball like that, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, look at it. He's got his hand on his back. He's pushing him out. The left hand on the shoulder.
Yeah, and I mean, they allow it. It's
Wow.
all about who gets an advantage from it, right? And they allow a lot of jousting in that situation. I'm with you. I think they missed that one. Washington coming the other way with it. James Washington pushed out of bounds inside the 10 by Fish-Smithson.
And one thing is clear, Basie Bates, they're picking on him a little bit. They see where the matchup is, and he's doing a great job with Washington. Watch the missed tackle right here. The second in this series where Bates had a chance to bring him down and an extra 10 yards almost after that initial contact.
Trials in motion. Dash runs right into the Jayhawks outside linebacker Tevin Shaw, number 30. There you go. He does. That's the fade in the corner. And another flag comes down. Ogletree defending. Problem there may have been that he didn't turn his head towards the ball.
Yeah, you know.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 25. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First and goal.
J.W. Walsh, he's back in for this play on first and goal. Nice. Jeff Carr drives one in, and it's 27-0.
Inside zone read, you can call it zone read, you can call it option. It's almost like the inverted old-time stuff we used to do in the wishbone. A little ride and mesh, defensive end slams down inside, hand it to the back. He walks in, hits his head on the goalpost. That's like stealing, Timmy. And Timmy, it's really been all about the pressure. Agba on the left side, and of course, Jimmy Bean on the opposite side that put pressure on him that's really thwarted this Kansas offense.
Chandler with a return. This young man has sprinter speed. Got to Kansas by way of Wichita State. Rest assured, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and yet even Texas will have their say in how this thing shakes out. Willis under pressure just has to heave it as once again, coming from the edge, Agba all over him. Keon Kenner is the setback. Play fake to him. Looking long for Jeremiah Booker, and well defended along the sidelines by Kevin Peterson. 3rd and 10.
Got a little blitz package working here.
Parmalee.
Yes.
Wide receiver inside screen, and Trey Parmalee's got speed. Big time speed. Inside the 10 and down at the 8-yard line. Jordan Stearns, number 13, the free safety, runs him down 46 yards. A good look against that blitz.
Versus a pressure look on the outside. Timmy, they're going to try to go up tempo here, but Brian Willis doing a great job of executing that play to get the Parmalee and get the big yardage.
Keon Kenner with markers flying.
And it's going to be holding inside there.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 78 and number 81.
Fox and man in the backfield.
Pressure look again. Nasty blitz.
18 hurries in his career for Oklahoma State. Here he comes again. And against the pressure, Willis throws it away.
They're in trouble here. They got double. Wow, what a gamble.
On 3rd and goal, it's there for Booker, but he is overthrown. It was there, and Willis really upset with himself. And they missed some from chip shot range last week. And this one, he got it through, just beyond the uprights. That's a big field goal for the young man after all the problems that they've had.
And Parmalee was the guy that set it up, that got him in position. The nifty running. Parmalee placing the ball, sitting where it needs, trying to give this Kansas Jayhawks a chance to fly again. Now the North Mabee Center sounds a lot like the strategy and philosophy of Mike Gundy, how he's handling his kids. Understanding off the field is important as what they're doing on.
Chris Carson.
He's one of the more talented guys from a physical standpoint, believe it or not, on this team.
On 2nd and 8. Just a nice little curl that's available for Glidden, and then he takes it ahead for yet another first down. Play fake, Rudolph. Looking long. Inside the 10 and caught by Washington. Beautiful over-the-shoulder response.
You want to talk about Ogletree trying to defend this? It's almost impossible. Beautiful adjustment on the pitch and catch. And again, that's what every great receiver's got to be able to do. Washington adjusting and fading nicely as he got to the out-of-bounds line for a tremendous save and catch.
43 yards on that connection. Going for the fade, Washington.
Beautiful.
Touchdown.
You wouldn't expect a guy that's 6 foot, 200 pounds to move and have such great body control as James Washington does. But on successive plays, he shows you what separates him from that wide receiver position, working in the corner with a nice hand and hauled it in. How's that? A little catch technique here, but believe me, this is a man-covered scheme, and it's about finding the favorable matchups. And then Washington gets inside the numbers, but he gives himself a significant enough cushion, a margin for error, so that he can come back and make the play. And then, of course, you want to pay it off. Again, another double step in the move. Pushed him inside, got his hip square, and then Washington used that right hand just to haul it in. Well, that's right there. That's like Barishnikov, Timmy. Beautiful footwork in the ground.
You're so classical. From the 25, it's 1st and 10. Quick out for Darius Crowley, number 12. Parmalee in motion. Willis rolls that way. And throws it over his head at about the 44-yard line.
They got a fan technique on the offensive line. They're expecting pressure from the outside here. Let's see how they handle it.
3rd down and 5.
Nice job.
Looping it for Taylor, the tight end, incomplete. I don't see Ohio State even in the top 4. A little mix-up on the handoff as Carson, with markers down, is up to about the 42. Smithson tripped him up. We'll wait for the call.
Holding. Offense, number 71.
Quarterback play and a good head coach.
Yeah, they get Rutgers tonight. Pass intended and caught by Juwan Seals. Up to the 34-yard line to Seals again.
There's not a discernible difference in most of these teams.
That's true. A lot of parity. Pass is incomplete. Thrown over the head of Seals this time.
Commissioner Michael Ressler doing a fine job of putting his conference. Kevin Sumlin was there before. And going back to the 70s, John Jenkins and company, they've always been competitive.
DeAndre Mann up to about the 40-yard line.
So they're playing coverage, not trying to give you pressure. Now they're rolling to a too-high safety look. This is going to be a tough read for the quarterback to figure out.
Steps up and finds Booker. That's a first down inside the 40 to the 33-yard line. And that's an illustration of the arm Ryan Willis has.
In the middle, he found Booker.
Sitting down in the curl, Steven Sims Jr. He's a sprinter. He can get there, and he does. Boy, did he turn it on after the curl. He's just sitting on that pass reception, and then he turned, and it was go-go for the end zone.
There you see Sims again, another one of those reoccurring themes out there, Tim. A receiver from Houston on the numbers, a little check down, and then the open field ability. That's just flat-out speed there, making a Lamb can miss the field corner in open space. Speed, focus, the ability to isolate in the first place to put in a position to make plays. Outstanding job.
On first down. Rennie Childs, 2nd and 8.
Nice push.
Bubble screen to Washington. That's a first down up to the 40-yard line.
Well, Timmy, it's a common kind of reoccurring thing. This is all about in this system spreading you out, but it's creating the individual matchups that allow you to exploit coverage on the backside, and that was Martin again, or Blaze Bates. Lazy Bates.
Quick one again out to Washington. Has been a favorite target for obvious reasons. They just share it with guys that are very efficient at the skill positions, like this guy, Clinton. First down, just past midfield.
The kind of culture creates not just competition, but also contentment among the core.
Washington again takes it in and is very near another first down. Look at him, just stays up and keeps churning. I think they're going to give him forward progress to the 39-yard line. That's another first down.
Yeah, they're moving the chains. And again, it's almost like when they need to step up and do it, they're able to move the ball.
Nice bounce out by Carson. He read that well. Got it to the 25-yard line. Pressure off the backside. And it was Joe Deneen coming off the blitz. Youngster from Lawrence, Kansas.
Like the trips formation up top, they're going to pass it. Nice.
Yeah. Little overthrown that time for Glidden. He dumps it underneath to Childs. He gets away from one. But the convergence of the Kansas defense pretty good there as you see the late flag coming down. Dorrance Armstrong, freshman, has really played well from that will linebacker position of late.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 28. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
As a field goal try coming for Ben Brogan, who's been perfecto. And just jinxed him. Got ahead of that one, hooked it. But he has 2 field goals in 2 minutes to beat Texas. With 32 seconds left, he does it against Kansas State. He was due for one, and that time he just got out in front of it and hooked it left. And David Beatty will take it any way he can get it. He's like, we're due. We're on the road and we're still in this thing. To open the second half, Jeff Carr is back deep. And he goes with a pooch. They're looking for an onside pooch kick that leads to a flag.
There are 2 fouls on the play. free kick out of bounds by the kicking team. That's a 5-yard penalty from the out-of-bounds spot. After the play, delay of game, sideline interference by Kansas. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced at the dead ball spot. First down.
Well, Reggie got the direction straight, didn't he?
He did.
Committee of backs for Oklahoma State. They really did want to try to improve this aspect of their game before hitting the meat of their schedule. And there's another example.
If you look at the first half stats, you can see the rushing OSU at 68, getting closer to what their mean number is.
Wide open, the Cowboy back, Blake Jerwin. How'd you like to have that position, right? What position do you play? You know, you go out to the homecoming dance and
That
young
big
lady
guy's
says to you, what position do you play? Says, I'm the Cowboy back for the Cowboys. We got a flag down.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense, number 96. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
Raymond Taylor, number 30, is in the backfield. Carr on the fake. It's Walsh right up the gut again. Touchdown. And the read was a thing of beauty by JW, and they had all kinds of motion working with both Taylor and Carr as he read, hold on to it, and his third rushing touchdown today.
He continues to make plays for us, and I mentioned to you guys preseason, during the season, and each week that we need to continue to involve him in our offense because he's a good football player and he makes plays.
Gone by, and after a failed attempt at an onside pooch kick and a couple of penalties, Oklahoma State once again got into the end zone courtesy J.W. Walsh. And a quick pitch to DeAndre Mann, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line.
Nice job of the Oklahoma State defense swarming to the ball, trying to continue that aggression that defined the first half with Mann, who started off as a flag on the play. But again, this Oklahoma State front really showing you the aggression that was consistent in the first half. Emmanuel Ogba leading the
Offense,
way.
number 78.
Got to deal with this pressure.
Pressure again from Ogba, and it leads to an interception. Picked off by Seth Jacobs, the outside linebacker, redshirt senior. And Ogba began it all.
Seeing this one coming a mile away, Timmy. Ogba coming from that right side. And again, why they covered themselves or how they did it, he's going to come from the outside here. It was the safety that was rolling back in this position that added integrity to the front. You got him open up on an island, does a tremendous job of just ripping technique and getting around him to get to the quarterback, the errant pass, and of course the subsequent interception. Tremendous job by 38. He helps this team become better than a good team.
Play fake, McCluskey. He's got it inside the 10. Little safety valve out to Carson, looking to get to the edge. Pushed out of bounds by Marquise Roberts. And the only stat pack that he doesn't figure into as much is touchdown passes or rushes, because this guy gets all of that. Cleaning it up, as his number would indicate, and there's another touchdown to Chris Lacey. Entirely too much room on that quick slant.
Well, a recurring theme with all the times we've seen them score, it's about the individual matchups, particularly on the passing plays. You're going to see Lacey come in here and in beat coverage, come underneath it with the arm over. That's too easy almost. Lacey.
1st and 10 from the 25. They'll swing it out his way. That is an incompletion. The ball was thrown. Taylor, the tight end, you got to catch those. 3rd down and 10. Pressure again. Willis trying to keep the play alive for Parmalee. That's a beautiful play by the freshman. Boy, you talk about patience, and I like the body language coming from number 13 after that play.
Tim, you know what was beautiful about that play? Not only did he create and extend the play, but this is the throw he tried to attempt from the opposite direction last week, and it was intercepted. He gauged the distance of the safety from the corner and found enough space, but he put enough on the ball to drop a dime in there.
27-yard gain. DeAndre Mann burrows ahead to the 46. Kenner and Cox are in the backfield now on 2nd and 8 for Kansas. Mix up on that pass pattern. 3rd and 8.
Nice blitz.
Run blitz. Turns into a beautiful tackle for loss for Chad Widener, doesn't it? The perfect blitz call against a run up the middle.
Well, the run blitz, when it's coming, man, it can be really nasty. You can come from here and from depth as well, Tim. When you've got it, you've got a one-man advantage. It is coming from depth. That's the difference, because if you don't see it at the line of scrimmage before the play is snapped, chances are if it's play action, you're turning your back away from the line of scrimmage, you're not going to be aware of the fact that pressure's coming.
Wyman to boot it away. Low trajectory and off the bounce. Here's McCleskey. He's got room to work with. Tripped up. Pretty good closing speed defensively. That looked to be Colin Spencer, 26, that got down there to undercut him. Got the feeling he loves being a little bit under the radar. I mean, I get that feeling. Chris Carson and the Bears have gone into most of the late stages of their games, you know, with the shoulder pads on the starters off. Lacey's on the receiving end for a first down for Oklahoma State. Intramural softball team, and walked on in Oklahoma just nicely, didn't he? And here's J.W. Walsh calling his own number again. Austin Hayes is at the bottom of the screen on first down, and they give it to Rennie Childs. And it pops free for him. Gets it inside the 40 for another first down to the 37 of KU.
Yeah, Rennie Childs really showing some patience on that play. Again, the patience to kind of wait on it and let it develop exactly what you want to do. You got the big hogs up front blocking for you. Brad Lundblade and all of those guys clearing the path for him. So he shows the patience to pay it off. Nice piece of running there.
Raymond Taylor is coming to the game. They play fake it to him and quick out to Austin Hayes.
And you're talking about body language. Kansas has really got to watch it right now. Michael Vlasic and all those guys on the back end have got to step up. Those shoulders rolling forward a little bit right now.
Off the gut goes Raymond Taylor. In the midst of this game, playing with one arm in essence.
And he's got that club on that left arm.
Carson stopped with a marker down at about the 20-yard line. He was nailed at the 25, so a loss on the play. That is some big cast. I had one of those on when I was about 1.5 years, and it turned me into a left-hander.
Personal foul, chop block. Offense, number 73 and 74.
On Fox, Gus and Joel will have it with Molly McGrath. On the post pattern. Touchdown, Lacey.
Talk about individual effort. Lacey turning the corner around. You can see him again working. They've worn this out. They had a kind of a similar route early, but he beats an individual single high safety that goes on the corner route. That's just beating and recognizing the coverage in real time. That's an excellent job of recognition by the receiver and not just the quarterback, because that was a single high safety look, Tim.
J.W. Walsh, 5 touchdowns, 2 via the air. Ago when they were winning the World Series for John Sherholz, who had come over from Kansas City. Trey Parmalee on the receiving end of this pass. Takes it beyond the 35-yard line before being ushered out at the 36. Taylor Cox now in the backfield on first down for Kansas.
Another pressure look.
And look at that reaction up front. Boy, are they quick. I mean, absolutely jet quick as they're going deep. Looks like the ones they had on in '86 when I was here to watch Mike Gundy play quarterback. Pass is overthrown at the 35-yard line. 3rd and 12 for Kansas.
Slip formation up to the top. Let's see what they do versus a 3-man front. This is a passing opportunity.
Markers down. On the curl. Complete to Darius Crowley, and he gets away. I thought he stepped out. He did around the 34-yard line of Oklahoma State. But again, we do have a flag down.
It's a shame that this one could come back, Tim.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 74 was lined up in the backfield.
Boy,
5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Penalties really have been a problem for Beatty today.
They really do. You got to watch it again. He's still a little bit off.
9 penalties for 92 yards against Kansas. Willis rolling and hoping and wishing and finding. Matthew Wyman will boot it away with Jalen McCleskey, the freshman from Covington, Louisiana, back deep. Young man can fly. He's backpedaling for this one. Not much he could do with that. That was a whale of a boot. by Wyman, and good work by Colin Spencer to make the tackle. And first down and 10. Cornelius, redshirt freshman from Bushland, Texas, is getting some playing time now. 6'6", 190-pounder. Young man, highly thought of. They all are when they come to a place like Oklahoma State. That one airmailed, intended for McCluskey up at the 25-yard line. Clearly, Oklahoma State emptying their offensive bucket and letting just about everybody into the game. 3 deep now at quarterback. And here goes the 6'6", rangy QB. And the freshman gets it out for a first down. Marquise Roberts makes the tackle. First downs to rushing yards for Kansas. Pretty much says it all. This young man threw for almost 4,000 yards in high school. Ed Cornelius. His car is wrapped up again near the line of scrimmage. Kevin Wilson's done a nice job since heading to Indiana. Tough job in the Big Ten. Trying to make them relevant in the sport. And once again, Cornelius, he is a big, tall, rangy kid, but I tell you, he's been nimble out there so far, keeping plays alive. Makes it a third down. Takes a third down and 9 and turns it into a first down yet again.
I'll tell you what he's doing so nice. You know, he's running away from the pressure. Chevy Graham came on a pressure look, and he ran away from it. Some of this playing quarterback successfully is about intuition and feeling where the pressure is coming from and going the opposite direction.
46 touchdowns he had, as I mentioned, in his senior year of high school.
Showing another pressure look.
Ahead again to Jeff Carr.
A little bit less than the scholarship players they have on the defense.
Prolific future in front of him. Carr stopped back at the 45-yard line.
Courtney Arnick and company really does a nice job of playing with leverage on that play, and King involved in it as well.
3 were killed. 22 were injured. Some critically, with flags at half-mast as ordered by the governor of Oklahoma. And hopefully the entertainment value given by these young men through at least 3 quarters is something that can offer a bit of an elixir for this fan base that did come out in great number today. And
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 78 and 62. Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 79. The foul's offset, repeat second down.
I don't think I remember as many chop block calls in a game as we've had today.
Well, it happens a lot with these spread teams. It probably disproportionately happens a little bit more. And Tim, it's been all Cowboys to this point, and they're piling it on big time. But Kansas trying to keep their nose in the mix.
Yeah, well, at this stage, it will be coaching between the years after this week for Coach Beatty after this beating today. We begin the fourth quarter 56-10. Oklahoma State with a huge lead, and as I mentioned, going to break. A lot of chop blocks we've seen today, maybe more than I've ever seen.
Well, the interior line, it happens a lot. Again, particularly in a lot of these spreads, you see a guy that's engaged right here, Timmy. When you're engaged and you're inside of that narrow area, that's where you're most vulnerable to be called. But, you know, Mike Pereira is going to have a great opinion and thought on that. But it's one that these offensive linemen has got to be aware of, and they take it personally.
Well, I think it would have to be considered flagrant as we see another play run here, but it has certainly become a penalty that's been called an awful lot on their training videos that get sent out to them.
Yeah, second down and 2 coming up. Along those lines, you know, you don't see, as Kenner is stopped at the point of attack. In terms of going low, Spencer, that could be a death nail to a lot of programs.
I think you guys both said the same thing in a different kind of way, but in this kind of basketball on grass kind of nature, as we watch this play, nice defense by Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and no question, I find it hard to believe that there are legal chop blocks in the NFL, period.
Devontae Everett comes away with an interception here. Look at him stay alive, too. Finally, Larry Hughes, the reserve tackle, makes the stop. Mike, thanks for that conversation. Really enjoyed it. A second interception for Oklahoma State.
Devontae Everett, man, he showed you some great ability to run after he got that one seated in his hands. 6 foot, 230 pounds from Detroit, Michigan. And he shows you in his drop lane, he buzzes to that flat and it becomes a runner automatically. Watch him seat the ball in the proper hand and understand where he is on the field and gets the positive yards, running with the instincts of a fullback. Number 40, that's nice. Bit of job of running.
Devontae Everett. Raymond Taylor checks into the backfield. Taylor Cornelius in at quarterback, a 6'6" freshman, looping it long, just beyond the grasp of Lacey, and a flag comes down. Should have interference here.
Lacey getting open once again on those little post corner routes and is just wearing the back end.
Pass interference, defense, number 25. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
On first down, play fake to Taylor. Pressure look here. And that pass is caught yet again as they...
Daisy Bates really came up and forced on that play. And again,
on the slant, intended for Lacey. Reserve field goal kicker Matt Huckett. Young man from Norman, Oklahoma, played at Norman High School. Boots one, and he is off this time as he hooked his just a bit left of the uprights. Timeout.
We've had some tough situations here at Oklahoma State, and so this one was as difficult as any we've had, because when it gets to a certain point, how is one any worse than the other? And they focused and went out and played, and that's all we can ask them to do. When you hear of an incident like that, football's a non-factor. You start calling and finding out where your family is and your kids and other people, and you just hope that it's not as bad as what people think.
Extended family all passing away in very tragic fashion, and today just an unthinkable act leading to the loss of life on homecoming. Back to football with the ball at the 47-yard line. Cornelius remains in at quarterback. Hands it off to Jeff Carr. Talk about patience, Spencer. He was very patient there and waited for the opening and got it inside the 40.
This guy early in his career has a balance of both.
Nice little pump fake by Cornelius. Pressure now coming, and he's sacked back at the 49 by Ogbegbar, 31. You know, that's what they do here at Oklahoma State. They develop players. Not necessarily the 5 stars get here.
And that's really been the secret for him. He's trained and developed young men.
The delay to Taylor. And he stopped at the 41-yard line. Forward progress will give him that. Taylor Martin, youngster out of Fort Worth, Texas, freshman, is in the backfield.
And after this game is over with, they'll unpack exactly what happened off the field. Just less than a quarter of a mile away from them and try to sort through it.
Usual questions and answers that the coaches have, but also the players. Willis, that could be grounding. If it was in the end zone, that would be a safety as the pressure was coming. And there it comes. There's the late flag.
Although the quarterback was out of the pocket, the pass failed to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Intentional grounding, offense number 13. The foul occurred in the end zone. Safety.
Yeah, you got to get it past the end zone.
Right. Yep.
Regardless of getting out of the pocket, you've got to get it beyond the end zone. The ball lands in the orange of the end zone.
Well, wherever the line of scrimmage is where he's got to get the ball to. You can see the ball comes up about maybe 6 yards short of them.
We have come to the end of this one on a very difficult, sobering day in Stillwater, Oklahoma. But for at least 3+ hours, these two teams gave us what we needed, and a departure from the horror that we had on our way over here.
You know, we had a terrible incident before the game that none of us could control, but it was hard on us. It was hard on me, and I know it was hard on you guys. And those are examples of, until we can help, which is now, we can try to do everything we can for the families and the people that were affected in this accident. Prior to that, we had to play the game, okay? And I was proud of you guys for going out and playing hard and doing the very best you can in a situation like that.